Blessed One, in another 8 million Buddha fields, I saw Tathagatas producing the deed of passing into Nirvana. After making prostrations to those Tathagatas as well, I continue on straightway. Moreover, Blessed One, in 95 million Buddha fields, I saw the disappearance of the holy Dharma. And, Blessed One, I became distressed and burst into tears. Moreover, I saw Devas, Nagas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, and many embodied beings of the desire realm weeping, pierced with great agonizing pains. Moreover, similarly, Blessed One, after making prostrations to these Buddha fields together with their oceans, with their Mount Sumerus, and with their land, that were all without exception burned, I fell into despair and left. Blessed One, up until I came to the Padma-Dhara world system, Blessed One, I saw 500,000 million thrones set up too. 100,000 million thrones were set up in the southern direction. I saw 100,000 million thrones set up in the northern direction. 100,000 million thrones set up in the eastern direction. 100,000 million thrones set up in the western direction, and 100 million thrones set up in the upper direction. Also, Blessed One, those thrones that have been set up are made solely from the 7 precious substances, and on all these thrones too, Tathagatas are seated and teach the Dharma. I was amazed at those Blessed Ones, and so I asked those Tathagatas, "What is the name of this Buddha world system?" And those Blessed Ones said, "Child of the lineage, this world system is named Padma-Dhara." Then, Blessed One, after I had circumambulated those Tathagatas, I asked the name of that Buddha field's Tathagata. They said, "The one called Tathagata, Arhat, perfect and complete Buddha, Padma-Garbha, performs the activities of a Buddha in this Buddha field." Then I asked this of them, "Since there are many hundreds of thousands of millions of Buddhas, and since I do not know the Tathagata, Arhat, perfect and complete Buddha, Padma-Garbha, which is that one?" That Tathagata said, "Child of the lineage, I will show you the one called Tathagata, Arhat, perfect and complete Buddha, Padma-Garbha." Then the bodies of all those Tathagatas disappeared, and they appeared only in the forms of bodhisattvas. A lone Tathagata was apparent, and I made prostrations with my head at the feet of that Tathagata. As soon as I went there, a throne appeared, and I went to that throne. And, Blessed One, at that time many thrones appeared, but not seeing anyone on those thrones, I said to that Tathagata, "Blessed One, I do not see any sentient beings at all on these thrones." And the Tathagata said, "Sentient beings who have not produced the root of virtue do not have the power to sit on those thrones." I said, "Blessed One, after sowing, what kind of root of virtue does one come to be on those thrones?" That Blessed One said, "Listen, child of the lineage, sentient beings who have heard the Sangha Sutra Dharma Pariyaya by that root of virtue, will sit on these thrones, and there is no need to mention those who have written it out or read it. Savashura, you have heard the Sanghata Sutra Dharma Parayaya, and therefore you are sitting on these seats. Otherwise, how would you have entered into this Buddha field? That Blessed One spoke thus, and I said the following to that Blessed One. Blessed One, how much is the mass of merit that will be produced by those who hear the Sanghata Sutra Dharma Parayaya? Then the Blessed One, the Padma Garbha Tathagata, displayed a smile. I asked that Blessed One, for what purpose that Blessed One displayed a smile? Blessed One, what is the reason and for what sort of purpose did the Tathagata display a smile? That Blessed One said, Child of the lineage, Bodhisattva, great being Savashura, he who has attained great power, listen, it is as follows. To make an analogy, someone is a wheel-turning king ruling 4 continents. If he plants sesame in the fields of the 4 continents, Savashura, what do you think about this? Would many of his seeds grow? Savashura said, Blessed One, many, Sugata, many. The Blessed One said, Savashura, from those sesame seeds, a sentient being would make a single pile, and some other person would take each sesame seed from that pile of sesame seeds, one by one, and place it aside. Savashura, what do you think about this? Would that sentient being be able to count those sesame seeds or make an analogy of them? The Bodhisattva Savashura said, Blessed One, he would not, Sugata, he would not. He would be incapable of counting those sesame seeds or making an analogy. Likewise, Savashura, apart from the Tathagata, no one else can make an analogy for the mass of merit of the Sanghata Sutra Dharma Parayaya. Savashura, it is as follows. To make an analogy, even if as many Tathagatas as there were sesame seeds should all declare the merits of the roots of virtue from hearing the Sanghata Dharma Parayaya, they would not come to the end of that merit, even through an analogy. That being the case, there is no need to mention one who writes it out and reads it and has it written. The Bodhisattva Savashura said, Blessed One, what sort of mass of merit will be produced by the one who writes it out? The Blessed One said, Child of the lineage, listen. Someone cuts up all the grass or wood of a galaxy of 1 billion world systems to the size of a mere finger width, and, Savashura, listen to a second analogy too. If as many stones or cliffs or earths or particles of dust as there are in a galaxy of 1 billion world systems were to become wheel-turning kings, ruling 4 continents, would it be possible for someone to make an analogy of their merit? Savashura said, Blessed One, it would not, except for the Tathagata. Similarly, Savashura, it is impossible to make an analogy for the mass of merit of the one who writes out the Sanghata Sutra Dharma Parayaya either. Compared to the mass of merit of that many wheel-turning kings. One who writes down even just one syllable of this Dharma Pariyaya and sets it up will produce a much greater mass of merit. Those wheel-turning kings are not like that, although their merit is extremely large. Savashura, likewise, the merit of a bodhisattva, a great being who remains upholding and practicing the holy Dharma of the Mahayana, cannot be overshadowed by a wheel-turning king. Likewise, an analogy cannot be made for the mass of merit of the one who writes out the Sangata Sutra Dhamma Pariyaya. Savashura, this Sangata Sutra reveals treasuries of merit. It pacifies all that is delusional. It makes the lamp of all dhammas blaze brightly. It defeats all the wicked maras. It makes the abodes of all the bodhisattvas blaze brightly. It brings about the complete accomplishment of all dhammas. He spoke thus, and the bodhisattva, the great being Savashura, said to the Blessed One, Blessed One, here the practice of celibacy is a very difficult practice. If one wonders what the reason for this is, Blessed One, the Tathagata's practice is rare, and likewise the practice of celibacy is also rare. At the time when one engages in the practice of celibacy, one will see the Tathagata directly. Day and night, one will see the Tathagata. At the time one sees the Tathagata directly and looks at the Tathagata day and night, one sees the Buddha field. When one sees the Buddha field, one sees all the treasures. When it is one's time to die, terror will not be born. One will not be born in a mother's womb at all. One will not become sorrowful at all. One will not be bound by the news of craving. He said this, and the Blessed One spoke thus to the Bodhisattva, the great being Savashura. Savashura, the arising of Tathagatas is rare. He said, Blessed One, it is rare. Sugata, it is difficult to find. The Blessed One said, Savashura, likewise, the Sangata Sutra Dharma Pariyaya is also difficult to find. Savashura, anyone whose year the Sangata Dhamma Pariyaya falls upon will recollect past lives for 80 eons. For 60,000 eons, they will attain will-turning kingship. For 8,000 eons, they will attain the position of Indra. For 20,000 eons, they will be born equal in fortune to the devas of the pure abodes. For 38,000 eons, they will become the great Brahma. For 99,000 eons, they will not fall down into wrong realms. For 100,000 eons, they will not be born among pretas. For 28,000 eons, they will not be born among animals. For 13,000 eons, they will not be born in the form of an asura. Their death will not be brought about by weapons. For 25,000 eons, their wisdom will not be distorted. For 7,000 eons, they will exercise wisdom. For 9,000 eons, they will be handsome and lovely. They will be just like the form bodies accomplished by the Tathagata. For 15,000 eons, they will not be born as a wife. For 16,000 eons, their body will not be stricken with illness. For 35,000 eons, they will possess the divine eye. For For 19,000 eons, they will not be born in the birthplaces of Nagas. For 60,000 eons, they will not be overcome by anger. For 7,000 eons, they will not be born into an impoverished household. For 80,000 eons, they will be active on 2 continents. Even when they become impoverished, they will attain this sort of happiness. For 12,000 eons, you will not be born in the birthplace of a blind person. For 13,000 eons, they will not be born in bad migrations. For 11,000 eons, they will be sages propounding patience. Also, at the time of death, when the final consciousness ceases, they will not have incorrect perceptions. They will not be overcome by anger. In the eastern direction, they will see as many Buddhas, lesser ones, as there are grains of sand in 12 Ganges rivers. In the southern direction, they will see directly 20 million Buddhas. In the western direction, they will see as many Buddhas, lesser ones, as there are grains of sand in 25 Ganges rivers. In the northern direction, they will see directly as many Buddhas, lesser ones, as there are grains of sand in 80 Ganges rivers. In the upward direction, they will see directly 90,000 million Buddhas, blessed ones. In the downward direction, they will see directly as many Buddhas, blessed ones, as there are grains of sand in 100 million Ganges rivers. And they will all say to that child of the lineage, "Child of the lineage, you have heard the Sangata Dharma Paryaya, and therefore, in future lives, there will be this many good qualities, benefits, and happiness. Therefore, do not be afraid," saying that they will reassure that person. O child of the lineage, have you seen many hundreds of thousands of myriad millions of Tathagatas, as many as grains of sand in Ganges rivers? He says, "Blessed one, I have seen them. Sugata, I have seen them." He speaks, "O child of the lineage, these Tathagatas have arrived to see you." He says, "What sort of virtuous action did I do that this many Tathagatas have arrived at the place where I am?" He speaks, "Child of the lineage, listen. You obtained a human body. The Sangata Dhamma Paryaya fell upon your ear, and therefore, due to that, you created this great amass of merit." He says, "Blessed one, if even my mass of merit becomes this much, what need is there to mention one who hears it comprehensively in its entirety?"